There comes a moment when you stand in front of the mirror, reach for that familiar eyeliner, and notice something unsettling. The line that once lifted your eyes now seems to pull them down. Have you felt that too? As though makeup that once worked so effortlessly has started working against you. Why does this happen? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Welcome to Golden Elder Days, where beauty grows deeper with time and wisdom walks hand in hand with style. Today I want to share something simple yet powerful, a tiny shift in how you use eyeliner that can change the way you see yourself in just 60 seconds. Could it be that 1 minute really makes a difference? I promise you it can. In this video, we will explore a single eyeliner trick designed with women over 50 in mind. Why does it matter? Because our eyes change. Skin softens, lashes thin, and the techniques that once made us feel confident no longer have the same effect. But instead of letting that frustrate us, what if we learned a method created to honor these changes? What if the mirror started smiling back at us again? You will see how this trick creates an instant lift, why it works from both a beauty and a science perspective, and how real women have rediscovered their sparkle by using it. Imagine walking out the door with eyes that look brighter, fresher, and full of confidence. Do you not deserve that every single day? Before we begin, I would love to hear from you. How old are you? Where are you watching from? And do you have a makeup story that stayed with you through the years? Or, if you prefer, just type the number 1 in the comments so I know you are here with us. And while you are at it, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to Golden Elder Days, and turn on notifications so you never miss another moment of inspiration made for you. Now let's start the video. Why eyeliner feels different after 50. There comes a moment when you pick up the same eyeliner you have trusted for years, and suddenly it does not behave the way it used to. The line that once glided on so easily now skips or smudges. Instead of lifting your eyes, it seems to weigh them down. Have you ever wondered why this happens, and why it feels so different after 50? The answer is not that you are doing anything wrong, it is that your eyes have changed, and makeup must change with them. The skin around the eyes is the thinnest skin on the body, and as time passes, it becomes even more delicate. Collagen and elastin, the very fibers that once gave it firmness and bounce, begin to lessen. Without that same cushion, eyeliner meets a new kind of canvas. Have you noticed the way a pencil that once drew a perfect line now seems to catch on tiny creases? That is the story of collagen loss, written softly on your eyelids. It is not failure, it is simply biology. And then there are the lashes. Do you remember how mascara alone could give you all the framing you needed? Over the years, lash density naturally decreases. Fewer lashes mean less definition at the lash line, which makes eyeliner look harsher than it once did. Have you ever applied liner and felt that instead of enhancing your eyes, it only drew attention to what is missing? That is not your imagination. It is the subtle change that happens when the lash bed is no longer as full. Eye shape shifts as well. Gravity is gentle but steady. Lids that were once smooth and open may now hood or droop slightly. You may have drawn a perfect wing, only to open your eyes and find it has disappeared into the crease. Has that ever happened to you? It can feel frustrating, but it is more common than you might think. Millions of women experience this, yet very few are told that technique, not talent, is the key to making eyeliner work again. Science helps us understand these shifts. As estrogen levels decline in the years after menopause, the skin loses more of its natural collagen and moisture. The result is thinner, more fragile skin around the eyes. That is why eyeliner, which once sat neatly, can now wander or smudge. But here is the part we often forget. Thinner skin does not mean less beauty. It means we need to adapt, just as an artist changes brushes depending on the texture of the canvas. Have you noticed how softer, smudged lines seem more flattering than harsh, sharp edges? That is biology, whispering its preference for gentleness. It is easy to think of these changes as losses, but what if we saw them instead as signals to approach beauty differently? What if eyeliner was not about recreating the past, but about highlighting the grace of the present? The fine lines that eyeliner sometimes reveals are not flaws. They are proof of a life fully lived. The eyes you see in the mirror today have watched children grow, friendships deepen, and seasons change. They deserve to be celebrated, not hidden. So let us reframe the question. Instead of asking, "Why does eyeliner not work for me anymore?" let us ask, "How can eyeliner work beautifully for me now?" When you shift the question, the answer changes. The goal is no longer about fighting time. It is about discovering how eyeliner can brighten your eyes today, with all the depth and wisdom they carry. This is why makeup, at 50, 60, or 70, is not about chasing youth. It is about aligning with who you are now. Eyeliner becomes less of a tool for drama and more of a whisper of definition, a way to frame your gaze so the world sees your confidence first. Have you ever noticed how a well-placed line can make you look more awake instantly, even on days when you feel tired? That is the quiet magic of eyeliner when it is adapted to your eyes today. So, if you have struggled with uneven lines, or felt that makeup no longer gives the lift it once did, take heart. Nothing about you is broken. Your eyes are simply telling a new story, and your eyeliner can tell it with them. With a few thoughtful shifts, the same pencil that once frustrated you can become your ally again. And that is the beauty of this journey. It is not about returning to who you were. It is about stepping more fully into who you are. The common mistakes that age us. One of the most common frustrations women share with me is that eyeliner seems to make them look older rather than younger. The truth is, it is not about your hands being less steady or your technique being poor. It is about habits that once worked beautifully, now drawing attention in ways we did not expect. Have you ever tried the same style you wore at 30 and thought, "Why does this not feel flattering anymore?" You are not alone. Let us talk about the first culprit, the thick black line. For years it was the ultimate statement of confidence. A bold, inky stroke across the lid could make the eyes pop instantly. But, as the lids soften with time, that heavy line can close the eyes rather than open them. Instead of adding definition, it can look like a shadow that weighs down the gaze. Have you noticed how softer tones, like brown or grey, look more natural now, almost like they belong to your skin? That is no accident. Dark colours absorb light, and on delicate skin they can exaggerate drooping. Then, there is the habit of pulling at the lid to create a smoother canvas. Almost every woman has done it at some point. But the skin around the eyes loses elasticity, and pulling stretches it in ways that make the liner settle into lines as soon as you let go. Have you seen that little skip where the pencil jumps over a crease? That is why it happens. The more we tug, the more the eye remembers. And instead of precision, we are left with a jagged edge that highlights every texture we would rather soften. And let us not forget the dramatic wing. How many of us once loved the way a flick at the corner could lift the entire face? With time, though, the crease can fold right over it, swallowing the wing until all that remains is a smudge at the edge. Instead of lifting, it pulls the eye downward. Have you ever checked your makeup halfway through the day only to find your carefully drawn wing has vanished? That is gravity reminding us to shift our approach. But here is the important part. None of this is about fault. It is not about doing it wrong. It is simply that certain techniques no longer serve us the way they once did. Aging is not the enemy. It is the invitation to explore new ways of expressing beauty. Think of it like clothes. The dress you adored in your 20s may not fit your body now, But that does not mean you stop dressing beautifully. You simply choose pieces that honor your shape today. Makeup is no different. So when you look in the mirror and wonder why eyeliner feels harsh, remember this: the issue is not you, it is the method. And when the method changes, the result can be stunning again. Now we come to the heart of this video, the simple little trick that can change how you feel about eyeliner in just 1 minute. Imagine this. You are standing in front of your mirror, coffee waiting on the counter, and you only have a moment before you need to head out the door. Instead of fighting with complicated wings or thick lines, you use a gentle method that brightens the eyes, lifts the corners, and gives you back the sparkle you thought had faded. That is what this 60-second technique is all about. The first step is choosing the right eyeliner. This is where so many women over 50 are surprised. Black, the shade we once thought was universal, can often feel too harsh now. It frames the eyes in a way that draws attention to every fold and line. So what is the alternative? Reach for softer shades. A warm brown, a smoky taupe, or even a deep plum can provide definition without overwhelming. Have you noticed how those shades seem to echo the natural shadows of your lashes? That is why they look so flattering. They add depth while blending seamlessly with mature skin tones. Next comes formula. Should you use pencil, gel, or liquid? Think about comfort and control. Pencils are forgiving and easy to smudge softly, which makes them perfect for this trick. Gels can be beautiful, but may require more precision. Liquids, with their sharp edges, can look severe unless handled with great care. For most women, a creamy pencil is the sweet spot. It glides on without tugging and gives you just enough time to blend before setting. Now, placement. Instead of starting with a dramatic wing, begin at the outer half of your upper lash line. Yes, just the outer half. Why? Because adding color all the way across can close the eye. Focusing on the outer edge creates a lifting effect. Think of it as giving your eyes a gentle upward smile. Start close to the lashes, as if you are coloring between them, and keep the lines soft rather than bold. And here is the secret touch. When you reach the outer corner, give the line the tiniest upward flick, almost more of a suggestion than a wing. It does not need to be sharp. It does not even need to be obvious. That tiny lift tricks the eye into appearing more open. And do not worry if it looks uneven at first. That is where blending comes in. Take a small brush, a smudger, or even a cotton swab, and gently soften the line. Blend upward and outward, not downward. This diffuses the color, removes any harsh edges, and creates that lifted illusion. Have you ever noticed how a painting looks more alive when the edges are softened? Makeup works the same way. The softness brings dimension and elegance. The best part? This entire process takes less than a minute once you practice it. Yes, 60 seconds. No elaborate tutorials. No hours in front of the mirror. Just a pencil, a quick line, a gentle smudge, and you are done. The eyes look instantly refreshed, as if you had a full night of sleep and a spark of joy in your step. Picture this transformation. Before, the eyes may look a little tired, the lids slightly heavy. After, the gaze appears brighter, lifted, almost glowing. Friends may not even realize it is eyeliner. They may simply think you look rested, vibrant, and more like yourself. And is that not the goal? Not to look made up, but to look alive. Now, let me ask you. When was the last time makeup made you smile instead of sigh? When was the last time you tried something so simple, it made you wonder why you had not always done it this way? That is the gift of this trick. It removes the pressure and brings back the joy. A quick recap for clarity. Step 1. Choose a soft pencil in a shade that flatters your coloring, not one that overwhelms. Step 2. Apply gently along the outer half of the upper lash line, close to the roots. Step 3. Add the faintest lift at the corner. Nothing dramatic, just a whisper of upward motion. Step 4. Smudge softly with a brush or cotton swab, lifting as you blend. Step 5. Admire the way your eyes suddenly look refreshed, youthful, and confident. It sounds almost too easy, but makeup does not have to be complicated to be powerful. The beauty of this technique is that it works with your features instead of against them. It adapts to the reality of mature skin and celebrates the grace of age. With just 60 seconds, you can step out the door, not only looking brighter, but feeling lighter too. So why does this little eyeliner trick work so well? The answer is both simple and fascinating. Our eyes, like every part of us, change with time. Skin softens, lashes thin, and the angles we once relied on no longer frame the face in the same way. But the beauty of makeup lies in its ability to use light and shadow to create illusion, and that illusion can be your best friend. Think of the softened line as a painter's brushstroke. When the edge of a line is blurred upward instead of pressed downward, it signals lift to the eye. The brain reads that gentle curve as openness and energy. It is a small shift, but it changes the entire mood of the face. Have you ever noticed how a smile lights up not only the mouth, but the eyes too? This trick works in much the same way. There is also science behind it. When you darken the roots of the lashes, even subtly, you create contrast against the whites of the eyes. That contrast makes the whites appear brighter and clearer, almost like turning up the brightness on a photograph. Softer shades along the lash line prevent the eye from looking weighed down while still adding that much-needed depth. Now picture the before and after. Before, the eyes may look a little tired, the lids a little heavy, and the liner itself sharp enough to draw attention to lines. After, the same eyes look refreshed, the corners lifted, and the overall effect is youthful but not artificial. It is not about covering age. It is about using light, shadow, and softness to celebrate it. And that is why this works. It honors the wisdom written in your features while giving back the sparkle of vitality. If you have tried this and felt that instant lift, share your story in the comments. I would love to hear it. And if you are new here, remember to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the tips designed just for women like you. Thank you for being here, and let us continue this journey together. Sometimes the most powerful proof does not come from theory, but from seeing what happens in real life. Let me share with you a few stories of women who tried this eyeliner trick and found themselves surprised by what they saw in the mirror. First, there is Linda, a 62-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. She told me she had stopped wearing eyeliner because it always seemed to make her eyes look smaller. She almost laughed when I suggested she try this softer technique, but the next day she sent me a photo. Her eyes looked brighter, her expression lighter, and she wrote, "I feel like I got 10 years of sleep in 60 seconds. It was not just the picture." She said she actually carried herself differently at her granddaughter's birthday party that week, standing a little taller and smiling a little wider. Then there is Maria, 58, who works part-time at a community center. She admitted that she often rushed through makeup in the morning, telling herself it did not matter anymore. When she tried this trick, she said her co-workers asked if she had changed her haircut or bought new glasses. They could not quite place it, but they noticed something fresh about her. Maria laughed and told me she felt like she had discovered a secret shortcut, one that took less than a minute but gave her the spark she thought she had left behind in her 40s. And finally, Susan, 71, who had been through a long season of health challenges. Makeup had felt like a chore she avoided. When she tried the eyeliner lift, she cried. Not because it erased years, but because it reminded her that she could still look in the mirror and see beauty staring back. She told me, "It is not vanity, it is dignity." Those words have stayed with me. What do these stories show us? That beauty is not about perfection. It is about confidence, presence, and feeling like yourself again. If you try this trick, I hope you notice not only the change in your eyes, but also the way it makes you move through your day. And if you do, please share your story in the comments. It might be exactly the encouragement another woman needs today. Now that you know the eyeliner trick itself, let me share a few bonus touches that can make the whole look even more polished and youthful. Think of these as small details that whisper elegance without shouting for attention. Let us begin with mascara. Have you noticed how applying it the way we used to, coating every lash thickly from base to tip, can sometimes feel heavy now? Instead, try focusing the mascara mostly on the outer lashes, with just a light sweep on the inner ones. Why? Because emphasizing the outer lashes creates a gentle lift at the corners of the eyes. It tricks the light, and suddenly your eyes appear wider and more awake. Ask yourself this: do you want your eyes to look like they are being pulled down or lifted gently toward the horizon? That simple choice in mascara placement can make all the difference. Next, let us talk about brows. Our brows naturally thin as we age, and sometimes we do not realize how much they frame the entire face. Overplucking in the past, hormonal changes, even just time itself can leave them sparse. The good news is, you do not need a bold, dramatic brow to bring balance. Just a touch of grooming, filling in with a soft pencil or powder, can lift the whole expression. Picture your brows as the frame around a beautiful painting. When the frame is cared for, the art shines even brighter. Do not underestimate how much a clean brow shape can restore harmony to the eyes and forehead. And here is one more detail that is almost magical: brightening the inner corners of the eyes. It may sound small, but tapping the tiniest bit of soft champagne or pearl shadow there does something remarkable. It reflects light and gives the illusion of open, rested eyes. Women often tell me it makes them feel like they are glowing from within. Who would not want that? None of these steps are complicated. They are not about piling on products or spending hours in front of the mirror. They are simply about placing emphasis where it lifts rather than drags, choosing softness instead of harshness, and remembering that every feature we have is worth celebrating. So, the next time you try the 60-second eyeliner lift, think about adding these little touches. A light sweep of mascara at the outer corners, a gentle brow that frames your face with grace, and a hint of light at the inner corners. Together, they create not just a younger look, but one that feels effortless and radiant. Because beauty at our stage of life is not about trying harder, it is about trying smarter. We have reached the end of our time together, and I hope you are leaving with not just a technique, but a new way of seeing yourself. The heart of today's message is simple. Beauty after 50 is not about hiding. It is not about pretending to be who we once were. It is about adapting, softening where needed, and highlighting the grace we carry now. That eyeliner trick is more than makeup. It is a way of honoring the story your eyes already tell. Think of it like this: every line around your eyes, every change in shape, every shift in color is proof of a life lived fully. Why not choose tools that frame those stories beautifully rather than covering them up? The 60-second lift is a reminder that makeup is not about erasing, but about enhancing. It allows your natural radiance to take center stage. I also want to thank you for being here, for sharing this time with me. These conversations are not just about eyeliner, or mascara, or brows. They are about community, about women who have lived long enough to know that beauty is not fleeting, it is evolving, and it is always worth celebrating. So now I want to ask you, which eyeliner style will you try first? Will you play with the soft lift, focus on outer lashes, or brighten the inner corners for that glow? Share in the comments. I love hearing your stories and learning from your experiences. If this video inspired you, please like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss what comes next. Your support helps keep this space alive, and I am so grateful for it. And now, let us close with this thought. Until next time, may your beauty feel effortless, and may your confidence be the most radiant thing you wear. Because after all, the world does not need us to look younger. It needs us to shine with the wisdom and strength that only time can give. Hello there. If you enjoy gentle conversations, thoughtful reflections, and inspiring ideas about beauty, elegance, and growing into yourself after 50, then our community posts are just for you. This is where we share quiet thoughts, helpful tips, and simple reminders that you are not alone on this journey. Feel free to join the discussion, leave a comment, or simply read along and take what speaks to your heart. We're always happy to have you here.